Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. Midterm elections are approaching. They're literally just a couple of days away. We can see total crypto market cap coming back to a significant support level. There's been two previous midterm elections, one in 2014 and one in 2018. And if we look at those fractals of price action since the election on those particular two periods, we can see wildly different results. One was coming up significantly and the other was coming down significantly. We'll have a look through both cases in this episode so you can get prepared for either scenario. Professional traders and investors in Zone 3 and Zone 4 understand the price movement is all about probability. It's contextualized by economic cycles. Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's certain that it will happen in the future. We have to keep a very open mind and be flexible. And this is exactly why we do our three-dimensional risk management each and every day. And this is fully explained in episode 685. Always remember, you control your trade or investment, but the market controls the return based on your active learning, which is knowledge and courage. And the most important thing for you is to just get synchronized in with the market. When you get the Midas touch, when you're in the flow, everything's perfect. And that's what we're seeking to get into. And that's why we look at this each and every day. Professionals do not get scared. They just get prepared. And that's rule 252. And our community is all about smart money thinking. Stay tuned. It's going to be really interesting and very helpful. With that, let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 1.35% to 20,994. Ethereum is down 2.86% to 1581. Firstly, we need to understand how the entire crypto market, the health of the market, is going today, and we can see we are still in an uptrend. Total crypto market cap is currently $983.677 billion, and we can see that we've been rejected at that $1.007 trillion mark. Crypto-wide, the sellers have been coming in and taking profit, and this is what we must understand with these smart money sell levels. When you have a very strong level of resistance, it means the price will take a little while to get through it. On average, even though prices actually come down, we're still in an upward supported channel. It's quite normal for a breakout to actually retrace to find a lower level of support, and then if the bullish momentum, the positive price momentum is there, it can absolutely power through these resistance levels. Just bear that in mind. But if we start to lose this lower support level, which will be around 974 billion, we could be under negative price momentum. That means we could expect more negative prices. You must pay attention to your support and resistance lines. As crypto technical analysts, the first thing that we do is to mark up our chart with the CTKS method. The CTKS method is a method of technical analysis that I invented to help you see smart money buy and sell levels, and it's the most powerful form of technical analysis out there. The next thing we do is to understand what's happening in the world before we pop back into crypto. But before we buy or sell, we must master emotional control through positive excellence. It's really important. The greatest enemy in the market is not others. It's your own emotional state, and especially fear. We must replace fear with courage. And this takes a very long time to understand. When 30 plus years ago, when I first entered into financial markets, I thought it was simply, where's the buy level and where's the sell level and where's that wonderful particular indicator that is always correct, and I'll just do that and I'll make $1 billion. In fact, I'll make $1 trillion. Fantasy. Decades and decades later, we understand this is very different than that. You can only rely on probabilities, and people pushing indicators are all about zone 1 and zone 2 behavior. They push certainty. They always say, I'm always right. You see, back in this day, I was correct. And you can be correct back in the day, but it doesn't mean you'll be correct tomorrow. or even today. So that's why we look at probabilities, and this takes a bit of time to wrap your head around. Because as people, we want certainty. We want someone to step on it up and say, I am 100% certain that you will get 100% return and 0% loss if you just buy my indicator or do something like that. The truth is the markets don't work that way. Like everything, you must invest before you get a return. And just like a business, and trading and investing is a business, you have to outlay first before you can get a return. But in zone 1 and zone 2, people don't want to outlay anything. They just want the return. And then when they realize they can get losses, they just don't know what to do. So they get into blame and conflict. The problem with this is it stops you learning. And the lack of learning is what causes losses to compound. So let's revisit the midterm elections, the 2018 and the 2014 cycle. Now, what I've just done is I put a couple of weeks worth of the fractals together. Masterclass students, I will be releasing this full analysis inside the masterclass as an LV lesson, and it's really important that you look at it. One thing that we see with one particular cycle, and that one is the 2014 Obama cycle, we saw an absolute rallying in price. Just bear this in mind. If this particular price action plays out exactly as it did in 2014, and hey, what's the probability that that will happen? Pretty low. But the concept is you must be aware. So let's have a look at the 2018 Trump midterm election and what happened to price there. If we match it to the current price, basically it came down, lost support, and then what did it do? It sold off, and it sold off dramatically. So what it means is you must be prepared for either eventuality. And please note, there's a lot of support underneath Bitcoin's price at the current time. And Bitcoin actually rules the crypto market. If Bitcoin comes into this very, very strong support at 20,766 and also another level at 20,539, we could see an absolute technical bounce to the upside. We may be witnessing positive price momentum as we crush through or crack through that $1.007 trillion resistance line across the entirety of the crypto market. But it could go the other way too. If we start to fall below these levels, we may witness a violation of the Armageddon line, and that could see some steep sell-offs. You must be prepared for every eventuality. In zone 1 and zone 2, the retail zones where people lose money, they basically wipe out their accounts. They have one-way decision making. That means that they've heard somebody say it can only go up or it can only go down, and they then just take that position. Please don't do that. We must have three-way decisions in zone 3 and zone 4, the professional zones, the smart money zones. That's what we do because we know historical price action is exactly that. It's historical. It's not current. And if historical price action predicted everything with 100% certainty, there would be so many trillionaires around, it would just boggle the mind. That's not the way financial markets work. One very important thing to do is to just keep your eye on the 20,539 smart money support level. That's a buy level for smart money. If that gets violated, I would be inclined personally to risk off until there's consolidation inside the market. A lot of people in zone 1 and zone 2 want to buy every bottom and sell every top. That is also fantasy, because the problem is after the bottom has occurred, you only know it's the bottom afterwards. The advice is don't worry about buying the bottom. Just concern yourself with being safe and protecting your capital. Congratulations again to Jade, who was the very, very worthy recipient of the Jason Rice CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship. And Jason said to Jade, congratulations on being chosen for the Partial Masterclass Scholarship. It brings me joy and happiness to see a person that is committed to learning and moving their life forward in a positive way. The masterclass has been fantastic for me on many levels, so I wanted to give 2 opportunities for 2 others to experience the same. Jason says, the masterclass is full of hidden gems and I have completed it 3 times and just keep finding more gems. Fantastic, Jason. And I'm very, very happy to announce the second winner of Jason's partial masterclass scholarship. The second awardee of the Jason Rice CTKS partial masterclass scholarship is Ivan. Ivan has done a fantastic job of his active learning. I'm so proud of you, Ivan. Ivan says, if you think you can do it, you can do it. Whether it is positive or negative, you create your reality. And well done, Ivan. By putting in the hard work, by turning up every single day, you've put in what is required to win a scholarship, to be awarded a scholarship. Our global KS family is all about Zone 3 and Zone 4 behavior. Having a foundation of positive excellence will change your life. And it's not about entitlement and it's not about blame, which is Zone 1 and Zone 2. It's all about putting in the hard work. This world will absolutely 100% guaranteed reward hard work. And it doesn't reward laziness or anything like that. We must work hard to get what we get. Congratulations again, Ivan. And the next partial masterclass scholarship to be awarded is the Art CTKS partial masterclass scholarship. Thank you again, Jason, for your kind generosity. As we discussed yesterday, we can see the 21,000 level. We're just slightly below that, so we've got a slightly weakening structure. But the key one is this 20,776 and the 20,350 level. Don't forget, price can wick up and wick down. Just because price comes down, it doesn't mean it's going to stay there. It could wick back up. So just keep these things in mind. But if we start to fall below the 20,350 level, that's when you must pay attention to negative price momentum. And you can see on a weekly basis, Bitcoin has been doing quite well. This means that crypto has also been doing very well as well. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. And we can see the longs and the shorts have both been coming out of the market recently. But it looks like the longs have been hit as witnessed by that negative price momentum. Don't forget, we're just coming out of the weekend. And light trading volumes means that the market can be pushed around quite substantially by much, much lower amounts of money. And masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart in TG34. One thing that I've been saying for quite some time, we've noticed cascading short liquidations. That means that the longs get vulnerable to getting liquidated because too many shorts have been liquidated. It just becomes the longs' turn. And what we can see over the past 24 hours, 109.18 million in total liquidations across 68,015 positions. If you don't want to get liquidated, it's really simple to safeguard yourself. Just buy and sell at spot. And when we look at liquidations, total liquidations across the past 24 hours, we can see about 83% long. The past 12 hours, about 90% long. The past 4 hours, whoa, 96% long. The past hour, 97% long. The longs are getting increasingly hit, but it's not like the shorts were hit recently. When you see a lot of cascading short liquidation, it means the longs are becoming more and more vulnerable to long liquidations. Just bear this in mind. Turning towards the greatest losers and greatest gainers in the top 100, Chile's out in front, up 1.27%. Go Chile's. And we can see a majority of stable coins getting into the top 24-hour percent gainers. That means something. Please let me know what you think that means. And the greatest losers over the past 24 hours, Solana up in front, down a little over 11%. Aave, Graph, Doge, LRC, Uni, and Phantom all down. In zones 1, FOMO, fear of missing out, and fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, cloud a person's judgment. And when we see prices coming up and up and up, for example on ETH, people think it can never go lower. They think it's just going to just shoot to the moon. And what actually happens? Price is always moving in a wave, and we've seen quite a retracement on Bitcoin, but we still know it's above smart money support. So far, so good. But what happens when Bitcoin arcs down, when it sells off and sells off dramatically or rises up dramatically? 99% of the alts will move in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity. And we can see that happening to Ethereum, also happening to BNB, Binance Coin, ADA also. We can see XRP selling off more so than Bitcoin's gravitational pull. It's being pushed down, especially with Solana. We can see Solana has become very, very weak, and Doge has become even weaker. We can see DOT selling off and Matic selling off. This is why you must look at Bitcoin first and foremost. It's a smart money technique. Most people in the crypto space don't look at Bitcoin because it's too slow moving. And it is slow moving. I totally agree with you. But the problem is that Bitcoin's gravity will drag your beloved cryptos with it, either to the upside or to the downside. So we must pay attention. And when we look at Tron was doing really, really well, but now it's been affected by Bitcoin's gravity and it's been pushed down. We can see SHIB pushed down as well. Uni also pushed down. AVAX pushed down. Litecoin is holding up particularly well. It's stronger. It's resisting that negative momentum. Well done, Litecoin. It's very light. Link is also coming down, but coming down more so. And we can see Atom starting to come down, and FTT is basically melting. There's been a lot of negative news on FTT and other parts of Sam's empire, so please look into that. It could be very enlightening. Sam is the owner of the FTX exchange, and FTT is a trading pair, just like BNB for Binance. And one thing always to keep in mind, as Bitcoin comes up, we all cheer because all the beloved alts are just partying and they can put in very, very substantial gains. But when Bitcoin comes down, people get sad because, of course, their alts are melting, especially if Bitcoin comes down harshly. And we can see XLM coming down with Bitcoin's gravity, NEAR coming down, Algo coming down. Quant has been looking very, very weak of late, but it was particularly strong recently. So this often happens, and you can see the same kind of pattern play in with Doge and SHIB because they rallied so far, so fast recently. They're just digesting their gains. And we can see Flow very, very weak at the moment. VET aligning with Bitcoin's gravity. Luna C under Bitcoin's gravity, showing weakness. And Filecoin moving in alignment, just a little bit weaker. You can also see APE, HBAR, ICP, EGLD. EGLD is particularly weak. XTZ, APT, Chiliz, and Mana, all moving in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity, but the strongest amongst them all is Chiliz at the moment. In times of great sell-off, we're really interested in what actually goes up. You must do your own research, and I don't endorse any of these particular cryptos. I'm just pointing them out in case it's helpful. But please be aware that these particular cryptos can be very spiky to the upside and to the downside. Getting in properly is really, really important. So you can see pros doing really well. PHA, BAR, AGIX, Burger, LTO, PHB, and CVP. All putting in a variety of different and interesting positive price action, but you can see Burger sold down traumatically. So just keep this in mind. These are not guaranteed to go up. There are no guarantees, but there are probabilities. Some other potential inverters: DF, LCX, Biffy, Burger again. Okay, let's get rid of that. RNDR, MDX also doing quite well. PolyX, Mask, and City. Remember, these can fluctuate quite dramatically and sometimes traumatically. Again, these are just things for you to keep on your radar. And one of the best things you can do is to just use coffee money, literally very, very low cost, so you can gain experience. You can learn all you want to about trading and investing, but when the rubber hits the road, when you actually put real money forward, that's when everything changes. So that's why you want to put very, very small amounts out to start with. And for Zone 1 and Zone 2 people, they want to put it all out to start with, but they don't really know what they're doing. So the market will take that money from them. I don't want that to happen to you. Just take your time. You'll get there, and this is a lifelong profession. In the comments yesterday, we talked about self-doubt, and self-doubt can be very, very problematic to every investor and trader. It will make you buy when you should sell and sell when you should buy. And a big welcome back to EA and also to Al. There are just so many brilliant comments here. Please check them out. Rajat said, self-doubt cannot exist where there is clarity, confidence, integrity, courage, fearlessness, and commitment. And what is the best insurance against self-doubt? It's actually a mindset where we seek to learn and grow every single day. That's why we have this line in the CTKS Creed, which is just a positive affirmation statement. You say to yourself, I win or learn and never blame. It's really important to keep away from blame. Blame is 100% toxic and 100% destructive. And Brett says, as a masterclass participant, I could see a potential dip, less as a problem and more of an opportunity. Well done, Brett. That's absolutely perfect thinking. As smart money, we see nothing but opportunities. Opportunities are absolutely everywhere, and they're often disguised as hard work and negative price momentum. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who commented, and of course everybody who watched. I appreciate you so much. And Rundle Ridge said, self-doubt is a person's worst enemy. And a very insightful comment and a very insightful focus. Think of success rather than self-doubt. And Rundle Ridge says, there are many in our community that have helped me to overcome self-doubt by being great role models. Oh, that's just beautiful. And J-Link, when talking about self-doubt drags us down. It creates frustration, a lack of fulfillment, and leads to self-destruction. It is hazardous. And it doesn't disappear. It just keeps lurking, looking for the right moment to strike. When I'm down physically and mentally. And a life without self-doubt is a life full of gratitude and full of abundance. Living from self-doubt is a very thorny place to live from. And unfortunately, self-doubt and self-sabotage are the foundations of Zone 1 and Zone 2 thinking. Thank you, J-Link. And Art said, concerning self-doubt, that happens when we doubt ourselves. We freeze up. We just can't perform well. We cannot invest or trade well, and we cannot have good relationships with others. The cure to self-doubt is positive self-talk, positive affirmations, such as, I am worthy, I am a creator of positive excellence, I'm a giver, I am profitable, I love unconditionally, I see the best in every day and every situation, I understand your conflict, I listen to you, I understand what you're saying, you are worthy, and so am I don't doubt you, so please don't doubt yourself. Thank you, Art. Wise words from a very wise man. And Hello Yaya, or Jaja, said that self-doubt is defeated by practice, perseverance, patience, and awareness. And surrounding yourself with friends, family, co-workers that only want the best in you, or being part of a community like this, where positive excellence is the mantra. Aim for positive excellence and put in that hard work. That will help to remove all self-doubt. Thank you, my friend. And welcome back, Al and Shah. Al said, a life without self-doubt is a life of self-belief. How beautiful. A wise eagle once said, to improve, raise your opinion of yourself. You are worthy of great success. If you doubt yourself and feel you're not going to make a good investment, you'll prove yourself correct. Self-doubt is like a foot on the brake when you're trying to drive the car of life. Self-belief is the accelerator. Your belief in yourself sets your success speed. There is no limit to the speed at which you can succeed. Thanks, Sal. And that is actually from the masterclass. Thank you, my friend. And Michael said, a life without self-doubt is a life unconstrained. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to and realize your full potential without regrets. But when self-doubt takes over, people agonize over decisions or not making decisions and then regret not taking action or suffer anxiety when taking action. Self-doubt can affect mood, sleep, and the body. And Michael also had some good ideas on how to overcome self-doubt. Don't just focus on your failures. Remember your successes and triumphs. Remember your values and don't lose sight of the big picture. Practice gratitude. There's a lot we can be thankful for. Have a plan and identify what you need to fulfill it, maybe training or learning a new skill. If you're struggling, start small and just try to achieve one thing at a time. Often the first step is the hardest. Absolutely. And I thought what Crypto Turtle said, congratulations to Jade. I knew Ken is watching all of the candidates who are actively learning every day. Yes, Crypto Turtle, that's exactly what I look for, my friend. And it's so important to get rid of self-doubt. Just please be kind to yourself. And say that you can do it. And don't worry too much. If you feel you've messed up with something, don't worry, it's just a learning experience. Being kind to yourself is incredibly important. And also, please be kind to each other. And thank you to Beardy. Self-doubt causes losses. And Cashwider 1986 said, a life of self-doubt would be a life of lost opportunities. You don't want to regret life. We only get a short time here. Being kind and actually taking and seizing opportunities with integrity and kindness is definitely the way to go. You don't have to fight over the broken bodies of your enemies to get the goal that you want. We don't have enemies outside ourselves, only inside ourselves. We all have to contend with self-doubt and self-sabotage. It's just part of the human condition. If you're going through it, don't worry about it at all. It's just part of the process. And the meditative mind said, a life of self-doubt is full of self-fulfilling prophecies. And those self-fulfilling prophecies are not for you. It's literally making the doubt come true. When you tell yourself you can't do it and you won't do it, you tell yourself that you'll never get ahead and you won't get ahead. You tell yourself that you're always unlucky and you will be always unlucky. The more you doubt yourself, the more doubt that follows. Thank you, my friend. And thank you to Charlie Super G. And John says, self-doubt stops you from taking the right decisions. And extreme self-doubt can stop you from making any decision. It can stop you full stop. Thank you, John. That's really, really good comment. And Johnny said, self-doubt comes when you believe the inner critic, which loves to remind you of all the mistakes you made. Johnny raises some really, really good points with this comment. When I was lecturing first and second year statistics, a lot of the students would get really angry with themselves when they didn't get the right answer to a question. And I would always comfort them and I would always say, hey, you're just learning. You can get this right. Just go back and learn what you need to learn. You'll be okay. And then we think in life, when people make a mistake, you don't make mistakes. You just have an experience which is negative. There's something to learn from that loss that you experience. But in life, not like at university, we tend to hold our errors forever. They have an unlimited expiration date. I believe that you should expire your lessons as soon as you've learnt them. For example, if something happens and you feel really, really bad about it, just look towards what did you need to learn to not do that again. And then expire the guilt, expire the shame, expire the blame, expire all that negativity that very productive inner critic will give you. We all have an inner critic, but we also have an inner champion. Bring out your inner champion first and foremost. And Johnny talks about that. Really insightful, Johnny. Thank you so much, my friend. And Jade said, self-doubt is uncertainty about or questioning your own ability to do something. It's the little voice inside your head that says you're not good enough, not smart enough, don't do enough. It can and will lead to self-sabotage and depression. Positive affirmations and gratitude can help bring you out of this frame of mind. And thank you, Dan, for your sharing. And John says, a life without self-doubt is a life of confidence, kindness, appreciation, and generosity, viewing life through a lens of optimism, knowing success will follow hard work, dedication, persistence, and commitment. Just beautiful, John. As a community, we know that getting into Zone 1 and Zone 2 is just a natural part of life. We've all inhabited or still inhabit Zone 1 and Zone 2 to a degree. What is important in life to get happiness and meaning and fulfillment? Because those things, without that, life is a very, very harsh place to be. We need to get out of Zone 1 and Zone 2 into Zone 3 and Zone 4. And that's what we do through positive excellence. We've spoken about self-doubt. I think we should speak about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is the sabotage that you do to yourself by thinking negatively about something. But it's a very, very important thing to dig into like we do each day. I'm really looking forward to everybody's comments. There's so much insight and so much sharing in our global family. It's just beautiful, and I appreciate you all so very much. This is why we talk extensively about positive excellence and real wealth inside the masterclass. It's really important to understand. When you understand that only you can press the buy or sell button and only you are accountable for the results, what you can do is you can start to learn by just scaling in slowly, and with coffee money as well. You want to just teach yourself the rhythm of the market. It takes a long time to become professional, and the purpose of the masterclass is to transfer 30 plus years in financial markets to you. It will save you so much time, and it all comes from a Zone 3 and Zone 4 perspective, not a Zone 1 and Zone 2 perspective. And if you have friends or family who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube, and when a lot of people look at the red market, they get really freaked out, but actually the red is where you make your money. And this actually takes many, many years to learn. So we have the CTKS Creed, which is a series of positive affirmations that you can say to yourself each and every day. The first statement of the CTKS Creed is, I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy, I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. BORSOG is buying on red, selling on green. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. And just one thing to just reiterate, just keep your eye on the 20,766 level as well as the 20,539 level. Those Stanfield levels give you the smart money buy levels. They're very, very powerful. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.